Get ready for the ultimate cosmic showdown nobody asked for but can't look away from. DC's absolute universe at don't blink or you'll die levels versus Marvel's ultimate universe from Earth 1610, where the solution to every problem is science, or more smashing. It's like a train wreck of violence and power that you just can't look away from. On the DC side, we've got Entropic Flash sprinting past thermodynamics and a Martian god who thinks intangible means rules don't apply. On Marvel's side, a pragmatic Hulk who treats smashing like a full-time job and heroes who sometimes actually read the instruction manual. Can Hulk crack divine armor, or will Wonder Woman prove magic is greater than muscle? Stick around as we break down powers, weaknesses, and crown the winner of 5 absurdly over-the-top cosmic battles. Absolute Superman is basically the universe's most overpowered exchange student, showing up on Earth as a full-grown adult because he apparently missed the memo about arriving as a baby. Since he skipped all the learn your powers before puberty years, he's stuck fumbling through his yellow sun abilities like someone trying to read an instruction manual written in laser vision. He pretty much runs on training wheels, relying on his sentient AI babysitter suite, adorably named Soul, to keep his solar power levels from going full microwave oven. Unlike Prime Superman, who's basically a walking, talking organic sun battery, Absolute Soups needs his cosmic Alexa to stop him from either undercharging or detonating like a solar piñata. Saul has to take scheduled sun naps to recharge with advanced solar absorption, which leaves Absolute Superman standing around more vulnerable than Prime Superman ever is. Meanwhile, Prime Soups never has to worry about his cosmic babysitter clocking out for a break, because, shocker, he is the battery. Ultimate Thor is first written off as a thunder-throwing activist with a possible god complex, basically the world's strongest climate protester, until everyone realizes, oops, he's actually a real Asgardian. Not a crank, not a cosplayer. Just an absurdly powerful god who really does have the lightning receipts to back up every wild claim he made. Unlike the cosmic borderline omnipotent Thor from Earth 616, who casually treats universe-shaking power like a gym warm-up, the ultimate version runs on a much more reasonable setting. His strength is still ridiculous, but a lot of it comes from his high-tech, government-issued Mjolnir. In other words, he's still a powerhouse, just one who needs a very fancy hammer that's doing a lot of heavy lifting. His emotional instability and reliance on his weapon make him a much more volatile and predictable threat than his main universe counterpart. Absolute Superman possesses immense but often uncontrolled physical strength and speed, with his power reliant to a degree on his soul suit's regulation system. Ultimate Thor possesses enhanced Asgardian strength and wields Mjolnir, enabling him to channel massive localized electrical energy and generate defensive force fields. The fight basically becomes a head-on collision between raw, unstable solar fury and Asgardian elemental magic run through the world's most overqualified piece of tech. Thor may not have the muscle ceiling of his 616 counterpart, but his electrical control is so massive he's practically a walking power grid, while Superman is one bad solar surge away from becoming a radioactive glow stick. Superman's only exploitable weakness is the Soul Suit's power regulation, which Thor's lightning could overload, while Thor is critically vulnerable if Mjolnir is disarmed. The battle begins with Superman's superior speed forcing a close-quarters engagement to negate Thor's elemental range and weather generation. Superman's strategy is a high-speed, overwhelming physical and uncontrolled heat vision blitz aimed at quickly disarming Thor and destroying his technological hammer defenses. Thor's strategy is purely defensive, using massive electrical storms and focused lightning blasts to force Superman to expend his solar reserves quickly, aiming to overload the Soul Suit's regulation. Absolute Superman takes this one because Ultimate Thor's entire power set is basically incredible, but please keep the hammer plugged in. His abilities are too localized and too dependent on that extremely fancy Mjolnir to survive a non-stop barrage from a version of Superman who treats mercy like it's an optional DLC. Soups' speed lets him blitz right past Thor's slower weather theatrics and yoink or disable Mjolnir before Thor can shout anything dramatic. And even with his own power control issues, Absolute Superman still hits hard enough to fold a tech-reliant Asgardian into tomorrow. It's a tight matchup. Both are superhuman monsters. But Superman simply outlasts Thor and walks away with the W. Next up, the unstoppable Amazonian demigoddess Wonder Woman taking on Ultimate Hulk, the biological equivalent of a nuclear meltdown wearing purple pants. It's the divine power of hell versus a never-ending gamma-powered rage reactor. Basically, a mythic warrior queen squaring off against a tantrum that learned how to bench press skyscrapers. Absolute Wonder Woman isn't your cheerful toga-wearing Amazon next door. She skipped the whole loving Amazon upbringing and went straight to Cersei's boot camp in hell. The result? A warrior forged in literal fire and cruelty, with all the charm of a mythic killing machine and none of the kumbaya. This upbringing instilled a merciless, ruthless combat philosophy focused solely on divine execution rather than diplomacy and compassion. Her gear, including the Nemesis lasso, is geared towards divine judgment, not truth-telling. This makes her a weapon of absolute war, lacking the emotional restraint of her Earth-Zero counterpart. The Ultimate Hulk cranks chaos up to 11, far more extreme than his Earth-616 cousin. He's the product of Bruce Banner's very bad idea, trying to replicate the super soldier serum and accidentally creating a walking green rage-powered disaster. Unlike the classic Hulk, this one didn't need decades to learn how to smash politely. He's pure, unfiltered chaos on legs. Unlike regular Hulk, who occasionally remembers he has a brain under all that green, the Ultimate Hulk skipped the whole inner monologue thing. He's basically pure, unfiltered rage with legs, driven by primal urges, bad decisions, and the kind of subtlety that doesn't exist in any universe. He possesses unrivaled strength that grows exponentially with rage, but city-level unlike his counterpart's planet-level strength. Absolute Wonder Woman holds a significant advantage in speed, skill, and has magical weaponry in the form of the Sword of Athena and the Nemesis lasso. Ultimate Hulk's raw muscle might only edge out Diana's, but don't be fooled. He's basically a walking green band-aid with a penchant for smashing. His regenerative powers make him annoyingly hard to pin down, though, thankfully for Wonder Woman, hard doesn't mean impossible. Diana is a precise, lethal weapon. Hulk is a chaotic, exponentially growing force of destruction that may be psychologically vulnerable. The ultimate question is whether Diana can land a fatal magical blow before the Hulk's massive strength and rage overwhelm her. Wonder Woman's strategy is an instant speed blitz aimed at quickly decapitating the Hulk using the Sword of Athena, relying on her divine speed and the magic of the blade to pierce his durability. Hulk's master plan? Smash first, ask questions never. He's all about creating colossal shockwaves by turning the ground into a personal drum kit, hoping to trip up Diana and neuter her speed advantage. Subtlety is clearly not in his skill tree. If the Hulk can withstand the initial magical attack and reach a threshold of rage higher than Wonder Woman's durability allows, he negates Diana's strength advantage entirely. The battle's outcome hinges entirely on whether Diana's magical weaponry can overcome Hulk's physical invulnerability. Absolute Wonder Woman walks away with this one because, surprise, Hulk's strength, while impressive, is not actually infinite in Earth 1610. Her godlike speed and magical arsenal do the heavy lifting here. The Sword of Athena isn't just a fancy prop. It pierces defenses that raw muscle can only dream of, letting her exploit Hulk's painfully slow reflexes. Her demigod speed plan for instant decapitation? Execution level perfect. In short, Hulk might be a walking gamma-powered wrecking ball, but Wonder Woman has every path to victory mapped out, and she takes it. Absolute Wonder Woman wins. Absolute Flash versus Ultimate Reed Richards, aka the Maker, is basically chaos on legs versus chaos in a lab coat. On one side, you've got unhinged speed that makes the laws of physics look like polite suggestions. On the other, a cosmic-level mutated genius whose brainpower is so high it could probably invent a multiversal insurance policy. It's brains versus impossible speed, and the universe is definitely taking notes. Absolute Flash is Wally West, the first and only speedster in his universe who got his powers thanks to a oops, let's see what happens lab accident. Basically, he's the universe's most overpowered science experiment who now runs so fast he makes reality question its career choices. Unlike your friendly neighborhood Earth-Zero Wally West, who got all warm and fuzzy mentoring from Barry Allen and tapped into the communal speed force like a cosmic group project, Absolute Wally just got hit with a lab accident and went full I'm faster than everything solo mode. No mentorship, no guidance, just pure, unhinged speed because he turned Barry Allen into a piece of old toast. His powers are uniquely entropic chaos-based and are not connected to the benevolent speed force that governs the mainstream DCU. As a result, the Absolute Flash is a tormented loner with severe anxiety, constantly on the run from the military, rather than a confident hero. The Maker isn't your friendly neighborhood Earth 616 Reed Richards, the one who pauses to think about ethics and human feelings. Nope. After a little multiverse sightseeing, he decided morality was for amateurs and went full hyper-scientific take-over-every-universe mode. Think evil genius with a PhD in chaos. While 616 Reed is a reluctant hero, the Maker is the ultimate villain, operating with a cold, ruthless, super-powered intellect. His powers are enhanced by his access to knowledge from the collapsing multiverse, allowing him to perceive time non-linearly. This gives him a terrifying conceptual power that Earth 616 Reed rarely achieves, focused purely on universal-scale scientific domination. The Absolute Flash is an engine of chaotic energy, capable of degrading the laws of physics and negating the powers of others by pruning off possibilities. The Maker's idea of fun? A gadget bag that makes James Bond look like a kid with a slingshot. He wields tech that can freeze you in time or break you down molecule by molecule, basically the multiversal equivalent of "please don't touch me" on steroids. While the Maker perceives time non-linearly, giving him an anticipatory edge, Flash's power is so chaotic it defies scientific prediction entirely. This is a battle between absolute weaponized logic and absolute weaponized chaos. The Flash's strategy is an instantaneous, destructive strike that uses entropic energy to disintegrate the molecular bonds of the Maker's armor and body. The Maker's strategy is anticipatory, deploying preset temporal anchors and dimensional fields to contain the massive chaotic energy before it can touch his physical form. The Maker's victory relies on locking Flash's energy signature into a scientific prison, which may be impossible since Flash's power degrades the very laws of physics that govern the Maker's tech. The final result hinges on whether chaos can overwhelm science before science can impose order. Absolute Flash literally runs away with the win here due to the Maker's entire defense system relying on predictable scientific laws, which the Absolute Flash's entropic power actively degrades. Flash can prune off the possibility of the Maker's tech working and simultaneously disintegrate his vulnerable physical form with a touch. His chaotic power is the perfect, unquantifiable counter to the Maker's reliance on logic and structure. The Flash cannot lose this battle unless the Maker has some way of resetting the battle over and over, but let's be honest, he is going to rage quit. Absolute Flash wins this battle. Absolute Batman is basically your friendly neighborhood civil engineer, if your neighborhood included crime lords, supervillains, and a lot of broken streetlights. At 24, he's running the Bat Show without the luxury of billions in Wayne Enterprises stock, so think blue-collar ingenuity meets brooding vigilante chaos. Absolute Batman is a 24-year-old blue-collar civil engineer who operates without the vast financial resources of the mainstream Bruce Wayne. He's not just a vigilante, he's a one-man protest against the entire system. Absolute Batman doesn't play by the law. He rewrites the rulebook on the fly, smashing the status quo like it owes him money. Chaos isn't a side effect, it's the business model. He's essentially the monkey wrench version of Batman, less methodical detective, more philosophical sledgehammer. Where Prime Batman meticulously plans, Absolute Batman just shows up and proves that sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to completely blow up the system and see what survives. His armor and gadgets? Homemade, scrappy, and gloriously imperfect. Think garage sale meets Rube Goldberg. Unlike the sleek, billionaire-funded Prime Batman, Absolute Batman's tech reflects a budget-conscious brilliance. Functional, deadly, and just a little rough around the edges. Ultimate Hawkeye is basically laser-focused sniper meets HR-approved assassin. One of the first recruits to the Ultimates, he's a ruthless SHIELD agent who treats the mission like a checklist and everything else, including ethics, as optional. Precision, efficiency, and zero tolerance for nonsense. That's his brand. Unlike the Earth 616 Hawkeye, who has the classic hero's journey vibes, Ultimate Hawkeye skipped all that fluff. He's a battle-hardened military pro fueled by revenge after losing his family, basically the guy you don't want in your crosshairs, and also the one who makes brooding look like a full-time job. He is famous for never missing an executed Black Widow without remorse. This turns him into a much colder, deadlier, and uncompromising version of Hawkeye. Think precision-guided vengeance with zero room for charm or second chances. Basically, he's the guy who makes his 616 counterpart look like he's still learning archery in gym class. Absolute Batman rolls out in scrappy but sophisticated self-made armor, packing gadgets that somehow work despite the budget. He's a versatile melee nightmare with durability to match, and a strategic mind that turns even a simple alleyway into a tactical nightmare. Ultimate Hawkeye is basically a one-man artillery squad with a bow. His marksmanship is off the charts, and his arsenal of trick arrows, sonic, explosive, you name it, can turn literally anything into a deadly projectile. Cross him, and even your morning coffee could be weaponized. Hawkeye's strength lies in neutralizing any target from afar with lethal precision. Batman's strength lies in surviving specialized attacks and overwhelming opponents up close. Both are peak human tactical thinkers, but Hawkeye has the unparalleled ability to turn the environment itself into a weapon. The battle is a brutal game of cat and mouse between the ranged marksman and the armored strategist. Batman's game plan? Blitz in like a shadowy wrecking ball, using smoke, grappling lines, and his armor to turn the battlefield into his personal cage match. The goal: get up close and personal before Hawkeye can even think, trick arrow, effectively turning the world's deadliest archer into a very frustrated target. Hawkeye's approach? Keep his distance, rain down trick arrows, and pick apart every seam and joint in Batman's DIY armor like a sniper with a vendetta. On top of that, he's busy turning the environment into a high-tech obstacle course, hoping to trip, trap, or generally frustrate the armored vigilante before he gets anywhere near swinging a fist. The outcome hinges on whether Batman's armor can withstand the lethal, customized trick arrows long enough for him to force the close-quarters fight. Despite Batman's unshakable grit and gadget-loaded chaos, Ultimate Hawkeye's cold, calculated precision keeps him one step ahead. Sure, Batman's armor and grappling skills let him try to close the gap, but good luck getting past a master archer who can start picking you apart from a mile away. If Batman somehow ambushed him, maybe a fight, most likely scenario, Hawkeye keeps his distance, picks his shots, and puts the scrappy vigilante down without breaking a sweat. Close battle, but Ultimate Hawkeye takes the win. Next up, a psychic smackdown for the ages. Absolute Martian Manhunter versus Ultimate Professor X in a battle of minds so tangled it makes origami look simple. The kicker? Neither of them has any clue just how deep the other's telepathic rabbit hole goes. So what starts as a polite mental chess game could easily escalate into a universe-shaking mindstorm. Absolute Martian Manhunter isn't just guy in a green suit. He's gone full ghost mode, merging with John Jones on Earth to exist mostly as a non-corporeal psychic powerhouse. Think Spectral Overlord meets Detective, except now the detective can punch your brain without even touching you. This state makes him immune to physical attacks and fire, fundamentally removing his core weakness and changing his combat approach from his Earth-Zero counterpart. He's basically a walking, talking mental supernova, capable of juggling and controlling millions of minds across multiple dimensions without breaking a sweat. Absolute Martian Manhunter isn't just scary, he's rewrite reality while you blink scary. This lack of a true physical form makes him an omni-telepath capable of unchallenged mind control. Ultimate Professor X packs Omega-level telepathy, enough power to wipe minds and project thoughts worldwide. But unlike the friendly neighborhood 616 Charles, he's a master manipulator with a moral compass that's more pointing wherever benefits me. Benevolent? Nope. Ruthless and cunning? Absolutely. His psychic range is vast, but his focus is typically centered on mutant dominance rather than saving all humanity. He leans hard on his Cerebro helmet to amplify that global brain scramble, basically treating it like a telepathic megaphone. Unlike his 616 counterpart, who can wing it solo, Ultimate Professor X treats tech as a necessary crutch to really make the world his mental playground. This makes him a powerful psychic who frequently justifies extreme actions for his goals. Absolute Martian Manhunter comes loaded with everything all at once powers, unbridled omni-telepathy, full intangibility, good luck punching him, and the ability to tinker with matter density at the molecular level. Basically, he's a walking cheat code with a green tint. Ultimate Professor X isn't just powerful, he's a mind-controlling Omega-level powerhouse. He can throw up psychic shields that laugh at most attacks and manipulate entire populations like they're pawns on a chessboard. The Ultimate X-Men? Just a bonus feature in his mental sandbox. This battle is not physical, but a conceptual war between omni-telepathy, Gian, and the strongest Omega-level telepath, Xavier. Martian Manhunter's game plan? Ghost right past Cerebro like it's a paper hat, then slam Xavier with an all-out, universe-spanning telepathic barrage. Think of it as a mental blitzkrieg. Intangibility plus omni-telepathy equals a headache no helmet can survive. Professor X starts off playing the ultimate mind fortress, throwing up an instant unbreakable psychic shield while firing a mental horror show straight at John. His plan? Keep Absolute Martian Manhunter frozen in place with illusions tailored to his deepest fears, all while the Omega-level telepathy slowly turns the tables. The battle hinges entirely on whether Professor X's mental barriers, some of the strongest in Marvel, can withstand the simultaneous psychic weight and intangible sabotage from the spectral Martian. Absolute Martian Manhunter doesn't just win. He turns the psychic battlefield into his personal sandbox. His omni-telepathy spans millions of minds across multiple dimensions, outclassing even Ultimate Xavier's Omega-level feats. Add intangibility to bypass fragile tech like Cerebro and any physical defenses, and John is hitting the mind directly. In short, concept beats gadget, scale beats finesse, and Absolute Martian Manhunter drifts to victory, fully in control of the mental and universal landscape. Next up, cosmic power meets emotional chaos. Absolute Green Lantern Joe Mullane, wielding the full might of the emotional spectrum, squares off against Ultimate Jean Grey, the telepathic phoenix with more firepower in her mind than most universes can handle. Will hard light constructs bend the rules of raw psychic fury, or will Jean's unstoppable mental storm fry every green beam in sight? Absolute Green Lantern's powers are not primarily fueled by willpower, but by absolute, unshakable emotional discipline. Her conviction is the source of the green flame. Unlike the usual Earth-Zero Lantern, who occasionally lets fear turn his green beams into glow sticks, Jo Mullein is all business. Her emotions are locked down tight, ruthless, and utterly pragmatic, resulting in flawless, unstoppable constructs that would make most lanterns weep with envy. Her confirmed destructive feats might be few, but Jo's real power lies in control. In a universe where chaos reigns, her ruthless precision and conceptual mastery are both shield and sword. Basically, the only thing keeping her from being roasted, shredded, or otherwise erased by absolute-level insanity. Ultimate Jean Grey isn't just powerful. She's Omega-level chaos in human form. Her telepathy lets her mess with minds on a global scale, and her telekinesis can literally reshape planets if she feels like it. When unleashed, she's basically a walking, thinking, natural disaster with attitude. Earth 616 Jean is basically the Phoenix incarnate, but Ultimate Jean? She's got a high-powered cosmic buddy called the Ultimate Phoenix backing her up. That means she can resurrect herself and warp reality without actually being the Phoenix. Think of it as having the ultimate cheat code without owning the console. She holds a vast, telepathic scope, capable of mind control and memory manipulation on a massive scale. This makes her an innate, human, cosmic threat whose full power can affect the entire planet. Absolute Green Lantern's edge? She thinks, and it exists, instantly. Her constructs aren't just fast, they're mind-bendingly complex, limited only by her imagination. Thanks to ruthless internal discipline, her power is self-sustaining, making her an unstoppable green, beaming, conceptual machine. Ultimate Jean Grey's ace? Her Omega-level telepathy, which can dive straight into the mind powering Jo's ring and start dismantling it like a cosmic-level hacker. In other words, she doesn't need to hit the constructs, she just goes straight for the wiring behind them. This fight is basically cosmic willpower versus cosmic mind melter. Green Lantern's strategy? Hit Jean fast and hard with massive, intricate constructs before she even realizes her brain is under siege. It's a race between green light and psychic fire, and the universe itself is the playing field. Her plan? Flood Jean with sprawling, intricate constructs that physically pin her down while generating a mind-blocking field designed to make telepathy basically useless. In short, keep her hands off the brain and the ring, and hope she can't think her way out fast enough. Jean Grey's strategy is purely mental, skipping all physical defenses to launch an immediate, full-scale psychic assault aimed at flooding Jo's mind with emotional chaos and paralyzing doubt. The battle hinges entirely on whose power can be executed faster, Jo's physical energy restraint or Jean's psychic intrusion into Jo's vulnerable consciousness. The key fact is that Jo's power is her mind, making her a perfect target. Ultimate Jean Grey isn't just playing chess, she's rewriting the board. Amplified by the Ultimate Phoenix, her Omega-level telepathy obliterates the whole concept of a conventional psychic fight. Jo's ring relies on flawless mental discipline, but Jean doesn't negotiate. She floods Jo's mind with paralyzing fear and doubt before a single construct can form. Conceptually, she operates on a scale far above the green flame of Sur. With universal tier power and the Ultimate Phoenix's self-resurrection in her back pocket, Jean Grey doesn't just win, she makes sure the victory is absolute. And there you have it. Absolute DC takes 3 wins, Ultimate Marvel snags 2, and the scoreboard proves one thing. Chaotic, reality-bending power often trumps the fanciest tech and the most disciplined genius. But hey, did the Ultimate Silver Searcher really have a shot against Absolute Superman, or was it all a foregone conclusion? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you're here for deep dive multiverse smackdown, slam that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the next multiverse mayhem. Thanks for sticking around.